Hello everybody, this is Christian Young, back at it again with another Sealed Only series, this time for Set 10, Whispers in the Well. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, Christian Young, did you already start this? I only got like 4 episodes into it. Well, yes, I did start this exact same challenge in the beginning of Set 6 with my friend Vo, but we had one quick problem where in the middle of that series, I pulled a really strong card. I pulled pneumonia for 4 weeks, actually, a 4-week case of pneumonia, which completely threw off the whole schedule and everything else. That kind of like made that really difficult for me to catch up in time. But with the introduction of Set 9, we have rotation. Everything feels a lot more stable, I guess you could say, in terms of like what can be found in terms of sealed product. You know, it's not too much harder to find Set 5 cards as is to forget the new Set 10 that's come out here. So that's kind of been my philosophy with wanting to start this challenge again here. We got 2 goals this time. Our first goal is to try to get a set championship card, which today is the lovely Daisy Duck Paranormal Investigator. But we also have a secondary goal of trying to win a set championship. That's like our ultimate goal. If we can win a set championship with a deck of only sealed only cards, we're gonna be having a good time. Oh, other rules. How could I forget? Other rules here. This is really important. Sealed product only. We're only going to be opening packs, opening gift sets, troves, all with about a weekly budget of about $50 a week is what we're going to be shooting for. Second rule, no trading. This time around, we're not going to do any trading. Before, it felt like trading was necessary to get some of the cards that were necessary from like Set 1, Set 2. I don't think it's necessary anymore. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be focusing just on sealed product, no trade, so no trading on that, and sealed only is what we're going to be doing. And what better way to start off a Set 10 sealed only series with our base? And we're going to be starting off with these. This is the Set 10, one of the new Set 10 starter decks here for Whispers in the Well. This is the Sapphire Steel starter deck, and this is going to be what we're going to be focusing on here, and kind of the base of our deck here. On the case, sleuth alongside detectives Daisy Duck, Jeannie, and Nick Wilde as your Clue crew investigates the echoes in the cavern depths, all while keeping a private eye on the prize to win the game. How lovely, right? Now, there's another deck, the Emerald Amber deck, which kind of focus on the new kind of boost cards, the Whisper cards in there. And I did like that, but I felt like this one had more interesting lines to like take over the course of the series, and I think offers more flexibility for us at the start. And so I think we're going to be starting with these here. We're going to go ahead and open these up and see exactly what we're going to be opening here. Of course, every starter deck has to be utterly miserable to open. We get our free booster pack. This is going to be really key. This is where we're going to get some hopefully good stuff to add to our 2 decks. We get the wrapped up sealed deck here. Of course, we got our quick rules. We don't need those. We got a sweet playmat with some of the Whisper art on there. You know, it looks pretty sweet. Not going to need it. And that is roughly it here. So looking at what we have in each starter deck, we have a pack that we're going to be opening as part of what our initial build is going to be. I'll set this aside for now. Starting off, we have this really nice foiling of the star card, or the kind of the flagship card here. Judy Hopps, Uncovering Clues. This is actually the card that made me really excited to want to try Sealed Only series. Sealed Only Detectives, I guess you could say. When you play this character and whenever she quests, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal a detective character and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. We actually have a pretty reasonable draw engine in the beginning. Well, only 1 copy, mind you. There's only 1 in the starter deck, but it's pretty reasonable. There's a ton of detectives in Set 10, and they're all like not the worst card. It's actually like an engine that can be like built around, I would say, for a lot of different decks. So this is going to be one of the star cards that we're going to be building around. And our other foil is the Boost Whisper Robin Hood, Ephemeral Archer. Whenever this character quests, if there's a card underneath them, deal 1 damage up to 2 chosen characters. It's a fine effect, and early on we'll probably still play it. It's, you know, but for the Whispers, whatever. We have this new Judy Hopps, which is Shift 4. During your turn, your detective characters gain alert and resist 2. Very strong card indeed. We have some decent little rares here, little one-ofs here. We have the Kristoff that ramps. We have this Nick Wilde that whenever one of our detective characters banishes another character in a challenge, we get to draw a card, which for what it's worth, we're going to be starved for card draw. We're actually going to be starved for a lot of things, but we'll get into that in a little bit here. And then we also have Castle Wyvern here. So I'd say those are like the rares. Is that right here? Yeah. Those are the rares that we start off here. We have 1 super rare, And then just a bunch of one-ofs rares here, which I guess is the new way that the starter decks are being put together, which is fine. And we got a bunch of uncommons here. We have uncommon Duty Hops here that banishes an item. This 5/5 Scuttle with Ward is not a bad card whatsoever. We have 2 of this Jasmine. This card's like pretty reasonable actually. For boost 2, whenever she quests, you heal your whole board for 3. This card's not bad. Black Heron, 2 cost, 3/3 steal card. That's a very reasonable stat line to have. David Xanatos. Minor inconvenience. When you play this character, you may choose and discard a card to deal 2 damage to a chosen character. So basically, play this and you get to play Fire the Cans for free, kinda, without having to play it. I don't hate that card. I kind of like that actually. And speaking of Fire the Cans, we have 2 of these Robot Queens. Whenever you play a character, you may pay 1 ink and banish this item to deal 2 damage to a chosen character. So it's kind of like new Fire the Cans. I feel like just normal Fire the Cans is probably still better and something we might want to try to pick up down the road. Zootopia, when you move here, when a character moves here, you get to draw and discard a card. Boost Zeus, you have a couple of these Daisy Duck Ghost Finders here. And then one of my favorite cards in the deck here, this Mickey Mouse Detective here. The old classic reprints. You play it, you ink the top card of your deck, get your 5 drops, really good. Play this, get the Scuttle, and it's not bad, you know, it's not the worst. Henwen, on quest, you get to look at the top card and put it on top or bottom, and not super amazing. We got an Ana with support, which is just Ben. Oh, we got this Genie, which this Genie in Investigative Mind is actually a detective character, which I actually did not know about until I opened this. That's like not a bad character to maybe find out her Duty Hops. Henwen's Visions, which is worse to develop your brain. Promising Lead, give a character +1 lore and support this turn. All right. 2 detective badges. This card's pretty interesting. You pay an ink and tap it to give a character the detective classification till the start of your next turn, and resist 1 till the start of your next turn. It's like maybe something we're gonna want to play. I think is this right? Yeah, I think this Claw Officer is really our boss monster. This 6 cost 5/6 quest for 2 that with Challenger +2. He's our biggest character and probably like the thing we're going to be going into the most early on, which is a little unfortunate. But you know what? He looks great. And, you know, sometimes that's all it takes. The Donut Detective. We have one of the best detectives in my opinion, Francine. This 3 cost 4/3 with resist 1 is such a beat stick and something that we're absolutely going to be putting into our deck. A couple 1-drop Nick Wilds, a couple Donalds, 5/4 for 4, which is pretty strong, and gives another Detective Challenger +2. Pretty reasonable stat. I think that's something we're definitely going to be including here. Basil, when you play another detective, this character gains resist 1. Fine effect. You know, there's a lot of detectives. We'll give it that, right? Minnie Mouse Ghost Hunter for 2, give it Detective Alert. Putting it all together, choose an opposing character, can't challenge till draw. Choose an opposing character. That character can't challenge until start next turn, and then draw a card. That took forever to say. And then like our only non-detective characters, 2 of these Headless Horseman bodyguards, 4/4 for 4. Fine start. But this is the shell that we're going to be working with here. We have the second one that I'm going to be opening up here in a few minutes here, but for the most part, we're gonna try to squeeze out as much of like the best statted characters as we can. That's pretty much all we're going to be able to do early on, and you know that's okay. So let me clean this up here. We'll get to the packs here between our 2 decks. Oh gosh, why do they make these so hard? This actual hot glue on these. All right, I was able to get the second one open. Took forever. Here's our second starter deck. We'll put it to the side for now. But we got our first 2 packs of Whisper in the Well. This set, all in all, is very good. It's probably one of the best sets we've had in a long time for Lorcana. There's a ton of stuff I would like to pull out of this if we can. Unfortunately, a lot of it's fairly high rarity out of this set that I would really like to get. The big one is going to be like Goliath. I think Goliath is one of the best steal cards that we could pick up. Given that it's also like a draw card, it's something big that we can ramp into. Just very strong card. If we get the Paranormal Investigator Daisy Duck, I guess that's fine. It's a detective. There's things that, you know, things like that is totally fine. I think for now, let's bust these bad boys open and see exactly what we can do to start off the series. All right. First pack of the series, we're starting off with a Set 1 Classic. Dragonfire reprinted. Not bad. Mushu. Alright, first blue card we're going to get is another Ana. This is not going to help us at all. This is off to a really strong start, I can already tell. Oh boy, and another Claw Wizard. Well, we're not going to need that either. We're going to have a playset between the 2 decks. Raja Bodyguard. So be it. First card is Chef Louis, 7 cost vanilla, 6/8. I guess it's fine. I don't know. We're basically building a limited deck, so I guess it's better than a kick in the pants. The Inscrutable Map, not something we're gonna be playing. The game's afoot. I don't know what this card does. Move up to 2 of your characters to the same location for free. That location gains resist 2 until the start of next turn. This card is terrible. We are not gonna be running it. Our first rare though. Oh, this is interesting. Daisy Duck Sapphire Champion. Okay, this card seems actually like kind of good. Your other Sapphire characters gain resist 1, and whenever one of your other Sapphire characters quests, you may look at the top card of your deck, put it on either top or bottom. This seems like a very reasonable card to include into our deck. It's a 5/6 for 5, which is a reasonable body. Having like this kind of pseudo Cogsworth effect for some of our Sapphire characters seems pretty good. Thinking back, I don't know how many like Sapphire characters we're gonna end up like tossing into this deck. But we'll definitely throw this in here. I really like the champion cards of this set. I think they all like create like unique deck building puzzles and challenges with like I would say like some pretty decent payoff, all things considering. Like we have multiple of these on the field, that'd be like pretty good. That's probably not going to happen. Next card is going to be Illuminary Tunnels. Okay. I opened a trove in 1 box before this, and I pulled like nothing. But I did pull a playset of this. So this card continues to haunt me, unfortunately. Alright, and our foil is a foil Mother Gothel. Alright, well, interesting 2 cards here. We're not playing the tunnels, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show hand. I'm just gonna laugh so much at that. Hopefully our Psych Pack is a little brighter. But playable Sapphire Rare is not a bad start. Alright, next pack, Magic. We got a Shirkan, a Violet Saberwing. We got a Cricky, 2 cost 3/2 with alerts. That card seems quite reasonable to put into our deck. We got the Twins, 6 cost 5/5. When you play this character, if you have a location in play, you may deal 2 damage to a chosen character. The Luminary Tunnels is calling to me just to run this. I don't think it's going to happen though. We might just slam this in here anyway. It's a decent body. Shanti, Kella. Ooh, this is really good. Okay, this card's great for us. This is Sudden Scare. Put chosen opposing character into their player's Inkwell face down. That player puts the top card of their deck into their Inkwell face down as well. So it's removal, but you do have to ramp your opponent twice. A little unfortunate, but for what we're at in the series, I think we're okay to play this, especially like a lot of formats kind of start for card draw still. I'm okay with running this. I think this is a great card to run. Ooh, Malicious Mean and Scary, a very relevant card in the current metagame, but not something that we're going to be running into our deck here. Ooh, and a Lexington. All right, this is another good card to grab here. Just another big stat stick gargoyle card. But a 4/4 for 3 with alert is not something to be upset about when being able to put into our deck. Definitely going to go in there early on. First rare is a Baloo Carefree Bear. All right. Oh god, no. I've pulled a playset of these too. Oh my gosh. Fairy Godmother's Wand. During your turn, whenever you put a card into your Inkwell, chosen princess character of yours gains a ward until the start of your next turn. I've never felt more disheartened in my life with a set, but this is already off to such a terrible start. Okay, and then we got a foil ink runner. This card's pretty playable. It's Popsicle, and then you pay an ink, and then give one of your characters alert till the start of your next turn. This is fine. We have a removal piece. We have an interesting kind of like middle game character. Decent stat sticks here and there, and then I guess a way to not die to just evasive cheese. I guess it's like a fine start. All right, it's not too bad. All right, I'll see you guys in a second here with our sleeved up, finalized version of the deck that we're going to be starting for week 1 of the Sealed Only Challenge. And we're back after going through our 2 packs and our 2 structure decks. We got what we think is probably the best that we can work with as of right now with what we have. Starting off here for 1-drops, we're only playing 2 Nick Wild. We don't really have like enough draw. I feel like to leverage having a lot of 1-drops in the deck, we're kind of basically playing like a slightly better sealed deck, and 1-drops tend not to be good there. I'm playing the 2 because we are playing 2 of the Shift Nick Wild, which does let us draw cards, so there is like a line where if we see this and the Shift in our mulligan, we can keep it, potentially clear something and draw a card off of it, which doesn't seem too bad, all things considering. And it's like in case we run into an aggro deck, maybe we want to have this on 1 anyway. So we're having the 2 here, just to start us off with. Next up are 2-drops. We're playing 4 of the Black Heron, a 2-cost 3/3 steel card. Not much to say, pretty good card, like probably good in constructed play anyway, and for what it's worth here. In our last 2-drop, we're playing 2 Daisy Duck. We are not running much of a curve here. In our 60 card deck, we're running pretty low on it. Mainly they're just like not very good, is my thought process on this. Maybe we want to bump this up to 4 copies or so, just so we can have a bit more of a nicer curve. I think for now I'm pretty happy with this 6 these 8s 1 and 2 cost cards to kind of hold down the early game as best we can. So going on to all of our 3-drops, we have 3 Mickey Mouse Detective. I'm sorry, 4 Mickey Mouse Detective here. Probably a card that's going to stick in our deck for a little while here. It gets us to the 5-drops, so it gets us to like Scuttle and Genie and other things a lot quicker. We have our Francine here, 4 Francines. I'm a big fan of Francine. For a 3-cost 4/3 with resist 1. Really good into aggro decks, really good at stalling the board early game. Very strong card. It's a detective, we love to play it. For David Xanatos, when we play this card, we get to discard a card and deal 2 damage to someone. We don't have Fire the Cannons. We don't really have like any interaction, actually. Xanatos is kind of what we got going on for us right now, and so we're kind of forced to play him, in my opinion. Discarding a cost after playing him is pretty big, especially in a deck with like not much draw like this but I think for now it's what we have best to work with. We're running both copies of the Zeus, missing his spark. Basically a 5-drop at the core of it. 5 costs, 3 costs 2/3 that quests for 2, but if you boost it for 2, it becomes a 4/5. It's fine. We need stuff that quests for 2, and this is something that can do it. And then our last 3-drop is the 1 Lexington that we did pull. Something that we just kind of need to have in our deck, I think, so we just don't die to evasive cards. Next up are our 4s. We got 4 of this Anna here, making snow plans. It's a 4 cost 4/3 with support and quest for 2. It's good enough. We got 4 Donald Duck, Ghost Hunter, 4 cost 5/4, and when we play him, we give a Detective Challenger +2. Something that we just kind of need to have in our deck, I think, for what we have. We have 2 of the best card in our deck, which is Judy Hopps. When you play this character and when she quests, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and grab a detective and put it into your hand. It's the 1 bit of draw that we have. This is a card that I'm almost tempted to get 2 more starter decks in a week or so, just to get 2 more copies of this card, because I think this card is really important, and I think this card is like flexible enough that we don't necessarily need to have like all these detectives that we're going to be running now. We can at least run 4 of these in a small number and have some sort of engine there. We are running 2 of the 4-drop Robin Hood. I'm not a huge fan of the Robin Hood for what it's worth, but like for what the effect is, it's fine. You know, again, it's kind of like the Xanatos problem, where we really don't have much ways to deal with ready characters. We don't have cannons or smash, or we didn't pull any thunderbolts yet in our 2-pack, so anything to at least like quest and deal 1 to 2 things might be like reasonable enough. And again, a quest for 2. Getting to the 5-drops, we got 4 Scuttle, probably one of the best cards in our deck. It's just a 5/5 for 5 that quests for 2, but it has ward, so it gets around like a lot of the interaction that exists in the format. So this card is probably sticking in the deck for a long time for what it's worth, until we get to some pretty big drastic changes. Probably same thing with Genie. It's another 5 cost, but this one's a 4/7. Quest for 2. You know, it's a detective, which is hilarious, but it's something that we can work with. We have 2 Nick Wilds, 5 cost 5/4, shift 3. During your turn, whenever one of your detective's characters banishes another character in challenge, you get to draw a card. This is basically our other form of draw card, like draw engine in the deck. This is hardly going to happen. I feel like any effect like this is kind of difficult, I feel like, to get off, but I may be, I may be wrong on that. We'll see once we get our butts kicked at League here in this first week. And we do have our 1 Sapphire Champion Daisy Duck. This card's pretty sweet. Looking at our list, we don't have as many 5-drops as I would like, or Sapphire cards, I think, to make as best use of it as you can. but giving our support Sapphire characters resist 1, our Judy Hops resist 1, or even our big 5 drops resist 1 is reasonable enough to still include. And they help filter your deck and get rid of all the clunkers that you probably don't want to be playing anyway. Onto our 6s, this is probably our best card in our deck, this Judy Hops Lead Detective. Shift 4, but during your turn he gives your detective characters resist 2 an alert. So you can actually like have turns if your opponent has like a lot of stuff exerted, you can play this down and then start to make a lot of trades, which is like pretty decent. And you know, this card helps clear Dumbos and Genies and all this stuff. It's a 6/4 quest for 2. It's not bad at all. Our other boss monster is Clawhauser, our 5/6 challenger +2 character. Not much more to say, he's big. We are running the 1 twins that we did pull, just because we need more things with 5 strength and 5 health at quest for 2. We aren't running any locations, so the effect is, it's only a vanilla. But half our deck is vanilla anyway, so it's okay. And speaking of vanilla, our biggest boss monster, we have your boy, Chef Louis. In over his head, a 7 cost 6/8 quest for 3. You know what, you just got to make do with what you got sometimes. In terms of non-character cards, we only have 6. We have 4 of the Putting It Together. Chosen opposing character can't challenge during the next turn, and then you get to draw a card. I'm usually a big fan of these like kind of John Silver stopping challenging type effects. On an action, I'm not super sold, but like it draws a card. I think it's good enough to include. Our 1 sudden scare, it's our other form of removal that we have so far. Ramping twice is kind of tough, but I think with what we have, it's totally fine to include. And then the 1 ink runner, you know, draws a card, helps give all our other characters alerts, so we don't have to you know, die to Genies and Dumbos and all that good stuff. So I think it's totally reasonable. This is what we're going to be rocking with for the first week here. Why don't we go ahead, get this all set up, go to locals and see for first week of set 10 and see, well, how far can we get?
All right, everybody, we're here at locals tonight, here at Viral Card Games in Minnesota, a very popular locals in the Twin Cities area. I'm excited to see how far we can go with our 2 starter decks. You know, gotta keep expectations tempered here. I'm excited to see exactly how these games roll out. Kind of my first time playing with the deck and seeing exactly what things the deck should be missing. And if you answered everything, you're probably correct here. Let's jump right into it.
This is a beautiful Hades. Look at that.
Sparkles.
Wow. That's the first time I'm seeing one in person.
All right. We are done with the league tonight. I unfortunately could not film the games in there, which I wish I could. They had a huge Riftbound release, so there was like no room for me to set up a spot to record, but that's okay though, that's okay. Let me go through the game. So, I can't believe it tonight. Okay, we went 2-1. 2-1, baby. I can't believe it. Unbelievable that I went 2-1 tonight. I will preface, I got a round 1 bye. Okay, so I only played 2 rounds. But then I won round 2, okay? I played against a Blurple deck. And it wasn't like a super fully optimized Blurple deck, but it still had like Genie and Hades and Monstro and oh my gosh. But we got there playing some wholesome Lorcana. So I've discovered something kind of interesting. The deck draws way more cards than I initially thought it did compared to any other starter deck. By virtue of the 4-drop Judy Hops that on play on quest find the detective, which is really good, and the Nick Wild that is a 5/4 that when your detectives banish a guy into challenge you draw a card, which is like, oh my gosh. But the real saving grace in that matchup was the 6-drop Judy Hops. So I've actually been, and then I played Sapphire Steel at the last round, and I actually felt like the games weren't super close, but like it definitely was like more so like, man, he drew like 3 Hades and 3 Tinkerbells in that game against me, and like a Vincenzo, like an absurd amount of top end. But like, and I had these, I kept getting Clawhauser, which does deal with it pretty well, except for Hades, or if he gets Hades, I should say. But I don't know, it was a really fun night tonight. But that's not the best part, okay? So, not only did I go 2-1, okay, which means I got 2 packs, okay, 2 packs to open for the challenge. I'm gonna open them tonight now. I also got league promos, so I got to choose a league promo. Strength, this is like the best removal card in the game. Of course we're gonna use that, absolutely. But he also gave second place, because I ended up second overall tonight by lucky breakers, basically. He also gave me one of each of the promos in the promo kit. So I also have this sweet Scar that I think is gonna make the cut in the deck. It's a 5, it's a 6. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not as good as strength, but we're slowly building up our strength raging fires, which is really, really great here. So I'm gonna set up the camera and we're gonna open the packs right here in the car. This is where all the magic happens. It's in the car packs. All right, 2 Whispers packs. We're hoping for more Judy Hops. Both of the Judy Hops, Nick Wilde, I'd be pretty happy with. Cinderella, yeah, we'd be fine and dandy. All right, let's see what we can do with this tonight. All right, let's see. Starting us off, we have. Oh, my promos are sliding down my pants here. Hold on. All right, we got the 1-drop Horn King. We got an Anna. We're not playing that. We have 4 of those already. The Evasive Peter Pan, of course, pretty good. Another Nick Wilde. We're not doing that. We got Miss Beakley, Finnick. All right, uncommons. Starting off with a Nibs. Okay. Another Black Heron. I also have this card already. This is tough. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, another Ink Runner. That's not the worst. It does draw a card, and like it's pretty reasonable. We only have 1. What is that? Get to Safety. Okay. Wait, what is this card? Castle of the Horned King. Once turn when you could. This card's terrible. Oh, foil David Xanatos. That's cool. Foil super. Nothing for the deck though. All right, that's fine. That's fine though. We have another pack. All right, starting off, hopefully a lot stronger. Let's get down the lane here. We got Alina Saberwing. We got a 2/4 Li Shang. Probably not. Brooklyn. Okay. Vladimir. Another the twins. It's different, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. We got a Shanti. All right, first uncommon. Performance overview. We got games afoot. More location stuff. Oh, a Jasmine. That's pretty interesting. I think we had Jasmines already in the starter deck, and we took them out. But this card might be reasonable to include potentially. First rare is a Sebastian. Okay. And next up, we got another rare. We got a Creeper. The old Creeper here. All right. And a foil common Dragonfire. Okay. Well, those packs were doo-doo bad. Actual dog water, but that's okay. Because we got the Scar and the Strength. We're gonna leverage in our deck, and we also have I think a good idea of what we're gonna do for the next video on ways to upgrade the deck. I'm very excited to get that checked out. I think it's going to have there's a couple different lines we can go. I'm debating if I want to just get more starter decks now and just finish off that detective package, because it's actually quite good, way better than I thought it was gonna be, and that's a good initial engine option I could do now. Or if I should just go ahead and get some other things. But for now, we're going to figure that out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm super excited to go on this experience with you guys. I hope you all follow up, all right? Everyone have a good night, all right? Take care.